This is it, everybody. This is what we've been training for. Hello, everybody. I'm Tyrone the God 3 here, and we are doing episode 57 of the Emerald LP. Coming close to the end here. We've got a long stretch, but now we're here at the Pokemon League. So this is it, everybody. This is it. He says, believe in yourself and your Pokemon and move forward. So here we go. One step further, and boom, there's the corridors. We'll be battling 2 Elite Four members in this episode instead of 1 because the way the LP is ending, it looks like it may end on an episode 60. If I had, because I was gonna make each Elite Four have their own episode, but I figured that that would make the LP end at episode 61, and that's a very dumb number. 61, yeah. So I decided to go ahead and end, I want to end the LP on episode 60. Besides, these first 2 Elite Four I end up beating relatively fast. So, with that said, I go ahead and battle both of them in this episode. And then the other 2 Elite Fours will have their own separate episode. And then obviously I'll battle the champion. So first we fight off against Sydney. Yes, that's his name, Sydney. I think it's kind of weird for this guy to have that name, but I think I've heard a male Sydney once before. I don't know. I guess you'll give me a good match. Alright, you and me, let's enjoy a battle that can only be staged here in the Pokemon League. So let's do it. First battle is against Sydney. Sydney uses Dark type Pokemon. He is an Elite Four member, the first Elite Four member obviously that you fight. His Pokemon include Mightyena at level 46, Cacturne at level 46, Shiftry at level 48, Crawdon at level 48, and Absol at level 49. 2 of his Pokemon obviously are Grass/Dark. Mightyena and Absol are the only 2 Pokemon that are pure Dark, and then Crawdon is Water and Dark. Absol is Sydney's main Pokemon because it's the highest level and it's the Pokemon holding the citrus berry, so if it gets too weakened it'll heal up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's the only Dark user in this entirety of the game. So with that said, let's get started. This is it, people. The big battle. All of the Elite Four members have 5 Pokemon. The champion's the only one that has 6. In this battle, I have it relatively easy because I get a good start. What I end up doing, as you can all see, Slasher now has Substitute. He learned it during training, and that's exactly what I want. No, I think he learned it because I obtained it somewhere. Yeah, I obtained it in one of the cities. I think it was Pacific Log Town. Well, anyway, I obtained it, and thanks to the Substitute, I'm able to boost Slasher's overall stats using Sword Dance without fear of getting hit. As you can see, Slasher also learned another move I really wanted him to learn since the beginning of this LP when I decided to put Slasher on my team, and that's Baton Pass. This makes Slasher a really good support now because now every turn Slasher gets a speed boost, which means his speed will go up. And when that happens, I can just go ahead and Baton Pass over to the next Pokemon. I didn't expect Mightyena to freaking use Roar, but that didn't slow me down in the slightest because Iron Size is going to go ahead and take Mightyena using Earthquake. The Earthquake doesn't do enough to even bring Mightyena to half, but I'm kind of grateful for that. I go ahead and use Metal Claw, but knowing every Elite Four member, they have 2 full restores. So if a Pokemon gets 2 injured, then they'll use a full restore. Luckily, I got a critical hit though, so I lucked out there. He uses Crawdon next, and I think I go ahead and use Zigzagoon, so I can go ahead and use the Thunderbolt. I didn't use Triggered for some reason, and I can't remember why. I just go ahead and decide to use Zigzagoon instead. So yeah, he goes ahead and uses Crawdon, and I figure I can just go ahead and use Thunderbolt to bring Crawdon to half, and then use Thunderbolt again to bring the rest of his health down. Yeah, because right now it's at about less than half, but not weak enough to where Crawdon will use full restore. Yeah, it's not weak enough to where Sydney will decide to use full restore. So with that said, I just go ahead and use another Thunderbolt and wipe Crawdon clean. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't lost a Pokemon yet, so that's good. Next up is Shiftry. Shiftry is a really fast Pokemon, but I just go ahead and use Volcamo. Or I should have used Volcamo. If not, then I go ahead and use Pelakil and use the Ice Beam. I think my fear was that Volcamo was slower than Shiftry, and Shiftry was probably going to pull something that would throw Volcamo off. Volcamo is part grass, so I have to, it is part ground type, so I have to worry about that. I think this is why I use Pelakil instead of Volcamo. Shift Tree goes ahead and uses Double Team. And, you know, too many double teams will make it so an attack is unable to hit the opponent. I'm glad he used Double Team because that basically means he wastes a turn because Pelakil's Aerial Ace attack doesn't miss. Yeah, that's the one good thing about Aerial Ace that makes it a lot better than some of the other flying moves Pelakil could have had. So I don't really fear the double teams at all. Like, he can use as many double teams as he wants. It doesn't matter to me. The Aerial Ace is still going to hit. Like, it's a move that doesn't miss. So it really benefits me. Freaking Confusion throws Pelakil off for a while, but, you know, I fight through it just because I know that there's nothing Shift Tree can ultimately do to bring Pelakil down in this fight. So with that said, Pelakil goes ahead and levels up, and then he gets ready to use his ace in the hole, Absol. He's using it relatively early in the game, but I'll just go ahead and fight the Absol off using Slasher? No, I use Iron Sides, excuse me. So yeah, go ahead and use Iron Sides. I'm probably going to go in and use an Earthquake. He's got 2 Pokemon left, by the way. So yeah, I'm doing relatively good in this match. I go ahead and use Headbutt, thinking I can flinch him. I can't believe that Iron Sights is faster than Absol. You would think he'd be slower, just, you know, because he looks bulkier. I go ahead and use Earthquake, hoping that it'll do a lot of damage, and I think it does, but Absol ends up using Citrus Berry because he's weakened enough. I think I use that to my advantage, too. Like, I use the fact that he's using Citrus Berry. No, not Citrus Berry. He's probably going to use Full Restore, and the Full Restore is going to heal Absol all the way back up. Oh no, the Citrus Berry heals him just enough to where Sydney doesn't need to use a Full Restore, but that's his downfall because I end up using Earthquake and taking Absol out. So yeah, I lucked out there. The next Pokemon is obviously going to be Cacturne. Yeah, because Cacturne is the only Pokemon left. And with that said, I go ahead and use Volcamo, and I think I just go ahead and use Eruption in that fight, in that little squander up. So yeah. Eruption, boom. That's probably going to take Cacturne out with one hit. Volcamo's full health. I didn't think Volcamo would be faster than Cacturne. That threw me off too. So yeah, with that said, boom, Cacturne is out of there. And we win the first match without losing one single Pokemon. See, when it comes to the Pokemon League, I really am scared of them. All of them, because it's such a big level jump. So yeah, I get a little bit scared of fighting them, so I'll take heavy precautions and grind. Like, this isn't just for the LP. I do this whenever I play Pokemon. Like, no matter what game, I grind my ass off. But anyway, we went ahead and beat Sydney. So I think this was when I thought I was going to have 2 parts, and I didn't. So I'll go ahead and just move on to the next. Yeah, I edit in both of the clips, the recorded clips I take, and move on to the next area so we can fight the next Elite Four member. But yeah, I beat Sydney, and I heal off screen. I'll heal all of my Pokemon off screen, so you don't even have to worry about that. Anyway, I am Fawebe of the Elite Four. I did my training on Mount Prairie. Yeah, we were there one time. I remember Mount Prairie. While I trained, I gained the ability to commune with Ghost-type Pokemon. Yes, I have a bond that developed with Pokemon that is extremely tight. So come on, just try and see if you can inflict damage on my Pokemon. So here we go, we're fighting against Fawebe. And yes, as a kid I had a hard time pronouncing her name, it was hell. Anyway, I think Fawebe's weird because she's got like this bikini type deal. So you would think she'd use like water Pokemon or something, but no, she freaking uses ghost types. She's got Dusclops at level 48, Banette at level 49, another Banette at level 49, Sableye at level 50, and another Dusclops at level 51. The last Dusclops, the one at level 51, is her ace in the hole. I'm figuring this is the case because Dusknoir doesn't exist yet, because, you know, that was in the Sinnoh region. Dusclops has a Citrus Berry, so it's the one that's healed. She's the second Elite Four member, obviously. And since a lot of strong Ghost-type Pokemon weren't in the Hoenn region for real, except for like Dusclops and Banette, then that's why her team looks, you know, like this, with 2 duplicates and then Sableye just randomly there. But with that said, yeah, it's a Ghost-type Pokemon, so we go ahead and get ready to fight. Let's do this. Yeah, I pronounced her name wrong a lot. I thought it was Fawebe, Fawebe, Fawebe. I was like, I didn't know how to pronounce her name for a long time. So until finally I somewhat pronounced it correctly and said, oh, it's Fawebe. Anyway, thanks to Dusclops foolishly using a protect on nothing, I get the chance to get in a substitute and a sword dance to raise my attack. Because I'm going to go ahead and take Dusclops out using Zagzagoon. Because Zagzagoon is my ace in the hole for this battle because, you know, it has Shadow Ball. The first Dusclops isn't too annoying, but it is, you know, it's worth fighting. Dusclops uses Protect to protect itself, but, you know, I'm using Baton Pass, so I move all of the stats that I had over to the next Pokemon. Never mind, I end up using Iron Sides instead. Iron Sides ends up getting an attack boost and a speed boost from my slashers, thanks to speed boost and sword dance going into effect. So with that said, I go in and freaking use Earthquake. Dusclops kills herself using Curse. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention all of her Pokemon are female, but that's kind of self-explanatory. So yeah, with that said, yeah, Dusclops uses Curse and ends up screwing itself over. She ends up using her other Dusclops right off the bat, so I'm like, damn, for real? So yeah, she busts in her ace in the hole Dusclops. I think Ironsides ends up getting beat because I end up making like the wrong moves in this fight. I make a lot of the wrong moves in this fight, but I still win this fight relatively fast. Anyway, I go in and use Earthquake. It does a decent amount of damage. Ironsides is part rock, so the Earthquake does a lot of damage on him. The Curse ends up killing Ironsides, but I think I go ahead and use Zagzagoon to use the Shadow Ball to finish Dusclops off. Freaking Dusclops uses Citrus Berry, which screws me over because the thing has like green health now. So I need an attack that's strong enough to wipe this thing out. I go ahead and use Zagzagoon. I think the only attacks that Dusclops can use on me that are going to be a threat would be Earthquake, and even that won't do a lot of damage to Zagzagoon. Shadow Ball does just enough to bring it to red, which means I know that Phoebe is going to end up using a full restore. Yep, there it is. Freaking full restore, and that gets really annoying because now I gotta find a way to bring Dusclops completely down. But thanks to the fact that it used full restore, I get 2 turns to use Shadow Ball on it, and it gets 1 turn to use Earthquake on me, which means Zagzagoon will be weakened, but I can go ahead and use a Shadow Ball yet again. Phoebe won't use full restore 2 times unless it's a Pokemon she feels is worthy enough for that. You would think she'd do it with her ace in the hole, but she doesn't. So, yeah. Like, if she has another Pokemon out on the field, then she'll probably use the other full restore. But as of now, she switches to Banette. And, I gotta be honest, I don't know what to use. So I just go ahead and bust out Volcamo out of pure confusion. So, yeah, there's Volcamo. My only guess would be to use a Eruption. Yeah, never mind, I don't use Eruption. I end up using Earthquake. And Volcamo has Soft Sand on it, so the Earthquake should do enough. It won't kill it though. Yeah, it's not gonna kill Banette, but it is gonna do. Yeah, I end up losing because 1, Banette was faster than Volcamo, which I kind of saw coming, and 2, I didn't expect a freaking critical hit to happen. Like that was 2 critical hits in a row. You just saw that. That was, you know, bullshit. So I go ahead and use Trizzard, and I think I just go for the Leaf Blade, but I think Phoebe is going to go ahead and use full she doesn't use full restore. I guess she doesn't care about Banette like that. Yeah, both of the Banettes are at the same level, by the way. They're both at level 49. It's just they have different moves. So yeah, Sableye comes out, and I'm not fearing this thing at all. Like, the only reason it's on her team is because it's a Ghost-type Pokemon. It has no weaknesses, and it's one of her highest level Pokemon on the team, but unfortunately Sablaye's stats don't make up for any of that. So this thing is going to be really easy to take out. Like, it doesn't have the oomph or the power to bring Zagzagoon. I meant to bring Trizzard out, and it doesn't have the defense to withstand a lot of my other Pokemon's blows. So yeah, that happened. Another Banette comes out. This Banette, I think, knows Will-O-Wisp and like Thunderbolt or some crap like that. It has definitely an odd moveset. So I go ahead and use a Slasher, hoping that I can go ahead and just get in some substitutes, and then get in probably a couple of Sword Dances. So yeah, the substitute's successful, but I think Banette's gonna use yeah, Thunderbolt. I was right. This one has Thunderbolt, and the Thunderbolt ends up missing. So I get lucky there, and I go ahead and bust in a sword dance to get my attack up. I think he's going to try to use Thunderbolt again, only this time, no, he uses Shadow Ball, and this time it's successful. So with that said, I just go ahead and use Baton Pass out to another Pokemon. More than likely, I think it's going to be Zagzagoon. So, yeah. At least it should be Zagzagoon. I see no reason why it wouldn't be any other. Like, I see no reason why it would be any other Pokemon. So yeah, there's Zagzagoon. The Thunderbolt hits, but I don't think it kills me. Or I don't think it's strong enough to kill me. Shouldn't be. Yeah, but I do get paralyzed, and that cuts my speed in half, and Bennett ends up being faster than me, and ends up screwing me over. Yeah, the Fast A does extra damage because I'm paralyzed, but it would have killed me anyway, just because Bennett's faster. I probably should have took the chance to use Full Restore, and then I could have just beat it with a superpowered Shadow Ball, but I didn't take that chance. I was being selfish. I was thinking I can make it, and I didn't. So there goes the other Shadow Ball, which ends up screwing Trizzard, almost screwing Trizzard over. But luckily, Trizzard withstands it like a boss and ends up freaking using Leaf Blade. And that pretty much ends Bennett. So, bam, that Bennett's taken care of, and Fuebe is out. So with that said, we've beaten 2 Elite Four members. We are so close to the end, you guys. We've only got 2 more Elite Four members to go, and then finally we'll have to battle the champion. So with that said, I'm Tyrone the God 3. On the next episode, we will be battling the other Elite Four members. Tyrone the God 3 out.